Good evening. This is Chris Kingsbury and Lisa Kingsbury, and they're here to listen to my informative speech. So, when I was younger, I swore up and down I didn't need sleep. Just didn't need it. I stayed up all night. I didn't sleep during the day, and I suffered for it. And I learned that I lost relationships, and sleep is just essential for those relationships. Because I've experienced a lot of sleep deprivation, I did a lot more research and I figured out why why all this happened. So today we're going to be speaking on the physical happenings of sleep and the emotional fallout when we don't get enough sleep and what we can do to improve it. So what happens when you don't get sleep? What happens when you do sleep? So what happens when you physically sleep? So your cerebral spine fluid actually gets rid of toxins while you're sleeping. Not a lot of people know about that. It decreases the risk of high blood pressure, heart disease, depression, stroke, insulin resistance, colds, and increased inflammation. So it decreases all of this while you are sleeping, right? And then on top of that, we have our sleep stages. So while our body is getting all cleaned out, it's all good. We have our sleep stages that are fixing up our brain. So most of the time we spend in stage one and two, but the refreshing stages are going to be stage three and stage four. Stage three is when you wake up feeling chipper, and stage four is the REM sleep that we need to help our brain recharge. So those two are essential, and you cannot really get to those stages unless you get enough one and two. So most people will stop at one and two, right? So now we know what's happening physically when we sleep. What happens emotionally, right? So a study from an MBA program conducted by Kenneth Nowak from the Consulting Psychology Journal. So they used assessment tools, target social emotional competence, executive stress and health risks, and sleep quality. They looked at all of these different things with their peers and with themselves. And what they found is that 30% reported not getting enough sleep. That's a lot. It's a lot of people. That's a third of your class that's just not sleeping enough. By the end, they found the lack of sleep significantly lowered the ratings of charisma, social, and emotional interaction with their peers. And on top of that, they felt themselves interpersonally, they were less effective, and their commitment and stress was a lot harder to deal with. So they couldn't get stuff done on time. They were having issues being able to coordinate with other people. So overall, they just weren't having a good time. All right. And this will lead us into psychiatric conditions overall. So it starts with emotional health being able to regulate, but then overall, we can't, if we can't regulate, and you have a higher disposition for a psychiatric distress, you'll likely go down that path as well. So it's not just actually in our heads, it's brain trying to regulate itself. And now you have an actual genetic predisposition for a health disorder, right? So Dynamic Health found that additionally, we also have other disorders that we have to fight, not just go to bed, right? So we have insomnia, narcolepsy, epilepsy, smoking, alcohol use. Those can all affect your sleep. So we have to battle that as well as being able to just go to bed on time. So for that, I always just say see a doctor. Don't diagnose yourself, but you'll know that you'll be starting at a disadvantage if you don't address these things beforehand, and you'll be fighting yourself. All right. So this all seems so scary. Like, what do I do? What can I do about any of this? Well, you can nap. And the annals of medicine and surgery found that it's not just for infants and kids. Isn't that crazy? Daytime napping can boost memory and emotional resilience. Short naps, less than 30 minutes, is known to enhance cognition. Moderate is 30 to 90 minutes, and that supports brain health and mood. But over long naps, they found that may impair sleep and speed up cognitive decline. So it's kind of like a bell curve. It starts off you not enough sleep, you're doing pretty good, and then it kind of drops off from there. So you don't want to get too much sleep. 30 to 90 minutes is the sweet spot. They found in Fix It with Fitness by Time that fitness is also something that really helps. So 150 minutes of activity per week can help with overall with less wake ups, better sleep overall, and better environment for your body to be able to rest. Morning or afternoon exercise is best. Night can keep some people awake, so they recommend morning and nights or morning and afternoons. So overall, the advice we got to look at just advice. So we say go to sleep, close your eyes. or we can give people the tools to be able to sleep better. So keep the same routine, relax, reduce noise, keep your bedroom dark. You want to make sure you could reduce nicotine, alcohol, caffeine, and food consumption before bed, and phone screens in general. So following this plan will increase the health and we sleep positive for your entire ability to sleep. So if we follow these plans and we keep everything in mind that we've talked about, this will make us better sleepers overall. Okay. So to review, the lack of sleep can negatively contribute to emotional wellness. We went over on how to fix it, include naps, fitness, and general education that'll help people overall. And sleep is essential for proper emotional and physical health. And I'm not sure if younger me would listen to me, but as a middle-aged adult, my value of relationships and healthy mental state is much higher than it used to be. And so I always say that to in order to have proper emotional regulation, you need to have proper sleep, and that means it should be a top priority. Thank you.